Hi and good afternoon. On behalf of HC Andersen Capital, I would like to welcome you all to this introduction or deep dive to SKAKO Vibration, who is part of the SKAKO Group. My name is Rasmus Køjborg and I'm an equity analyst here with HC Andersen Capital. With me today I have management of SKAKO Vibration, that's CEO Lionel Guerriot and Group CFO Morten Kofod Jensen, who will take us through the introduction of the company. So welcome to you. And before I hand over, I would also like to give a warm welcome to all those of you who have signed up for today's presentation. As usual, you can ask questions during the presentation in the chat room on the lower right corner. And should you not feel comfortable in doing it in English, you can write in Danish and we will do the translation of the questions for Lionel. So please don't hesitate to ask questions. And should you want to see the presentation afterwards, we will record it and put it on our webpage. But with that, I'll leave it to you, Lionel and Morten. Please go ahead.
Thank you very much, Rasmus, and thanks to everyone who has chosen to spend time with us today. We appreciate that. I will begin the presentation with a quick overview of the SKAKO business, just if anyone is not familiar with how SKAKO looks. SKAKO consists of two business areas, SKAKO Concrete and SKAKO Vibration. Of course, today we are discussing SKAKO Vibration. We have roughly 195 employees globally, 110 of those in Vibration. Our headquarters is in Faaborg in Denmark. We have subsidiaries in 7 countries, Denmark, France, Spain, the USA, Germany, the UK, and Morocco. Those highlighted with bold text are subsidiaries to SKAKO Vibration. We have roughly 1,700 shareholders, 95% of those in Denmark, and board and management owns roughly 32% of the share capital. So that's a quick overview of the SKAKO Group. As those who follow SKAKO might know, in our annual report for 2020, we introduced financial ambitions until and including 2024 for the SKAKO Group. That consists of an revenue growth with a CAGR of 8% until 2024 and an EBIT margin of 7 to 9% in 2024. That's roughly a result of between 32 and 42 million in 2024. Yes. Of course, part of this is SKAKO Vibration and SKAKO Concrete. For SKAKO Vibration, we have the ambition of a revenue growth of 10% until and including 24, with an EBIT margin of 8 to 10% in 24. We expect to drive our revenue growth from the recycling segment mainly, and also some moderate growth in the other segments of Vibration as well. Lionel will give details on that later. The Vibration business area has been profitable historically. So the main focus in this business area is to maintain profitability while expanding the business in revenue growth. If we look at 2020 for SKAKO Vibration, we realized an EBIT of just below 12 million Danish kroner, down from just below 19 in 19. Our revenue fell to 167 million in 20 from 180 million in 19. That was, of course, directly related to the COVID-19 pandemic that had a great impact on the business in 2020. Because we expect activity to pick up again here in 21, we did not reduce the organization at the same level as revenue fell, and that meant that our EBIT margin for this year was lower than we're used to, which can also be seen at the bottom figure. We are entering 21 with a backlog of 58 million compared to 60 million at the start of 2020. So that's a brief overview of SKAKO Vibration in 2020 and our ambitions going forward to 24. Of course, the easy part is lining up the numbers. The hard part is driving the business, and I'll let Lionel talk a bit more about the business and how he sees the vibration developing until 24. So please, Lionel.
Yeah, thank you, Martin. Yes, it's written on the headline. We operate in a niche business. The user of our equipment are all of the industry which work with bulk solids, bulk material. It could be stones, it could be sand, it could be cement, vegetable, screws, what you want, or what you can imagine. So it's a very wide market. But in that market, we provide products which are mainly based on vibratory technology, and this is our niche. And despite that niche aspect, there are some strong differences inside that niche. So that's why we have a strategy based on segmentation, and we are focusing our resource in 3 different main segments: the mineral segment, the first one, the hardware segment, and the recycling segment. So in brief, for the mineral market, we have a high reputation in Europe and in North Africa, and especially in North Africa, we are very strong in the phosphate mining sector, which is a business where the investment is high. And the second segment, we call it hardware. This is a sector which provide a small metallic part. It's very close to the fastener industry, which is linked to the automotive industry. And then the last one, this is the recycling sector, where we have been trying hard to develop SKAKO vibrations for the last years, but I will come on that later. Yeah, SKAKO Vibration is composed of different companies which are present in all segments, but there are companies in the division which are considered to be expert centers. So there is a SKAKO Vibration Denmark at Faaborg, which is the expert center for the hardware segment. There are SKAKO Vibration France in Strasbourg, which is the expert center for the mineral segment. And finally, there is a SKAKO Vibration Spain, which is known as well as a SKAKO Dartec in San Sebastian in the north of Spain, which is the expert center for the recycling segment. So I would say that in SKAKO Vibration, there is a pool of the sales force among all of the company of the division, but some of the company have specific technical knowledge or know-how to support the sales of the other company on specific segments. Yeah, some figures about 2020 and 19. So you can see on the chart that in 2020 the recycling segment has shown more resilience than the mineral or the hardware segment. Like most of the company we faced with the COVID-19 pandemic, and as well due to the hardware segment, the low activity in the German automotive sector, and it's significantly impacted SKAKO Vibration in 2020. But the good thing is that it confirmed as well that it confirmed our strong belief, I would say, that the recycling segment is up and coming and a forward-looking business. So you can see that the recycling segment was a minor segment in 19 with 11% of our revenue, and in 20 it reached 30% of our revenue and became a major segment of SKAKO Vibration. That's a good news of 20. Another side about segmentation. So you can see that the development, as I said before, between 19 and 20, the development of the recycling segment was intense. In the future, we plan to continue that development at the same, more or less at the same ratio as the two other original segments, hardware and minerals. I will be more specific on recycling segment. So we made the acquisition of Dartec Proyectos y Maquinaria, a Spanish company, in November 19, and nowadays SKAKO Dartec is fully integrated into SKAKO Vibration. I would say that there was before 19 a strong cooperation, a strong partnership between SKAKO and Dartec. So our Spanish colleagues are not foreigners, are not strangers here for us. And as expected, SKAKO Dartec product range has been a good supplement to SKAKO Vibration product range, and it allowed the division to become a leading player in the recycling segment. So nowadays, a full range of SKAKO Dartec is sold through the strong sales network of SKAKO Vibration in Europe. Why in Europe? Because in Europe we share more or less the same norms and the same legislation about recycling sector, and it's very important because there is a big impact, of course, on the type of recycling you can make and on the technique you have to use to make the recycling of materials. The recycling industry is a complex sector, and it has required for us to make a rational sub-segmentation of this segment in order to be able to offer the specific solutions to our customer. And so, in addition to the strong know-how of Dartec in this field, the two other expert center have started adapting their own product to best meet the needs of the customer on this segment. For example, we had a big order that we have been delivering for months now, a large order for a Finnish customer called Tapojärvi, and this customer is installing a plant in Italy to make the recycling of the slag coming from the Italian iron and steel industry. And in this large order, we have are included product coming from Denmark, from SKAKO Vibration Denmark, from SKAKO Vibration France, and from SKAKO Vibration Spain, from the 3 expert center.
Lionel, may I just ask for the recycling business? How mature is this business, and how much R&D is there still to be done in this field, and how many can you deliver sort of like turnkey solutions on a short notice? Because I guess it's a market that is booming and that is very high demand.
Yeah, you are right. We must be careful with this market because there are a lot of things to do and a lot of potentialities. We do not supply a turnkey solution. We supply product. Our customer are OEM companies or engineering companies, and we really focus on supplying only our product with the process linked to our product. That's what you said is one of the reasons why we made the acquisition of Dartec, because Dartec had a long experience in recycling. He has developed for years real competencies in recycling some materials, not all of them, but some materials. So we are really focusing on proposing what we know to do and our product. Yeah.
Okay, very good. And
maybe we should also add that one of the competences they have in San Sebastian in Dartec is that they have a test center, so that we can partner up with potential customers who have some material they would like to recycle somehow, and we can actually set up tests for the customers to see if we can help them recycle these products. So on some levels, it's R&D in cooperation with our customers, and that's a very strong value proposition for this part of the business.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. Compared to hardware and mineral segment, most of time we need to make tests with the product, and yeah, Dartek has this testing stations to make tests and to ensure that the process we propose to the customer is the right one.
Okay, thank you. There was just a follow-up questions from the audience on this regarding the recycling business. Your growth ambitions, are they in line sort of with the expected market growth, or do you expect to gain market share? And I guess it might be hard to say, because I guess it's a very fragmented market and early stage for some of the parts. So to gain a full market overview can probably be quite hard. But what's your feeling?
I would say both. For sure, we know that this market will grow in the future. So, but yeah, it's very difficult to give a precise answer. But I would say both. For sure, we will be able to gain market shares. But yeah, I'm sure that the market growth will be very, very high in the future. So yeah, no concern on my side for that. Yeah.
So you could say Dartek wasn't really present in the northern part of Europe before our sales force started helping them selling. So in that respect, we could take market share from other players in this market. But as Lionel says, it's a very much growing market. So there'll probably be enough market for everyone.
I think so.
To make business here.
Okay, very good. Let's go ahead with the next slide, please.
The next slide is about the hardware segment. So for your information, SKAKO Vibration is I would say the leader on the German hardware segment, which is the most important hardware market in Europe. And our success has been built on decades of success and experience. As you know, the automotive market in Germany, which is directly linked to this hardware segment, is currently facing difficulties and uncertainty. But we can see that many investments are still being made. And according to us and what we can see now, it is still a very active business, and where investment will have to be made. This is what we can see. We have already started building a stronger presence in the US market with all of the experience we got in Germany and in Europe in general. And as well, we see good opportunities in Asia. And we are also planning to reinforce our position and our presence on that market, and especially in China. About minerals, minerals is composed of I would say three sub-segments. The first one is the mining segment. For us, it's a market which is mainly in North Africa and especially Morocco. In North Africa, we have a strong presence as I told you, in the Moroccan phosphate mining industry, and we have a subsidiary there, and we want to use in the future this subsidiary to and with all of the network we have there with the partners and as well all of the subcontractors we know, we want to use this subsidiary to develop our sales outside Morocco in the other North African country. The second subsegment of minerals, it's a quarry, and it's mainly in Europe. In Europe, we are known for our vibratory product and for our washing equipment as well. It's a bit technical, but with the vibration, you can wash some raw material. and we have developed other type of product as well in this function. The European market, the European mineral market, is primarily related to the construction sector, the building sector, and our customers are mainly user of our equipment for stone and sand pits, rather than mineral mines, like it can be in North Africa. I would add that the mineral segment is also linked to the recycling segment. For instance, for the slag treatment, as I told you, with the Tapoyarvi order, or for the recycling of the construction and demolition waste. And then there is a last subsegment, which is iron and steel industry, which can be considered as a subsegment of minerals, because the equipment which are used in this industry are very similar to the equipment used in the mining industry. In the iron and steel industry, we have a very, very long experience and a very high reputation, especially in Europe and North Africa, and we have good opportunities in Middle East currently. Yes.
Could I ask, Lionel, do you see a lot of activity, or so like a request for orders and things in this segment at the moment, as we have minerals and metal prices going up quite dramatically, you can say, in some segments at least?
So to be honest, not yet.
No.
We can see what we can see. It's an increase of investment in the automotive sector. Maybe it's a bit strange. Maybe there is some delay, but in automotive sector is investing. I would say a lot. I would say actually, and in our sector at least. We are sure that there will be investment in the steel industry and in the mining sector in the future, due to the increase of price of the commodities. But maybe they were impacted a lot last year, especially the steel industry. We could see last year that they stopped some blast furnace, they stopped some complete plants. So I think they need to get some monies, and they will invest in the future. We are now in the months to come. We are starting to see the first light of that, but not yet, but it will come.
And what is the usual sort of, what you should call it, delivery time or lag time from when you start a dialogue with a customer in the minerals business here until you actually deliver the product and the project and it's up and running? What is the usual time span you're looking into?
It's depending. It could be usually I would say there is a project time of 3 months, and then the delivery times of 3 months. So we can say all in all 6 months in total.
Yeah. Okay. Very good. Thank you.
It could be longer for a very big project.
Yes.
For sure.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes, the ones we're doing in Morocco for the phosphate mining industry is large projects spanning over maybe years.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah. Absolutely. Well, I would like to say a few words about a current development that we are doing in the companies about Internet of Things. So we are finalizing the development of an online monitoring system for our largest machine. We started this development in 20, as far as I remember. For sure, there have been some delay due to the COVID-19 pandemic. We have already made some tests, or we are finalizing some tests in an industrial site, customer site, with a prototype. But the final product is expected to be launched in this year, in 21. So this product will be used by our customer with the smart production to adapt their production tool to their needs, or to the capacity they need, or to improve their maintenance. And for us, the data that we will get will also serve to refine our digital models of our own machine that we develop. So this is what the sketch can show that there will be a win-win aspect in this development. A last slide about our perspective for 21. More or less, this chart summarizes all what I told you about our strategy. So what I can say that we strongly believe that the development of SKAKO Vibration was temporarily slowed down by the health crisis. We believe in our strategy, which is based on segmentation, on product development, and improvement of our organization. It's a strategy which is fully relevant and valid for the months and the year to come. Yeah.
Okay, very good. Thank you, Lionel. There was a question actually coming up. If I go one slide back so we can have a look at it here. Just a second. Here, yeah. There was a question. Could you elaborate on your sales organization? Do all salesmen sell to all segments, or are they specialized in one segment?
Good, very good question. Yeah, as I said before, all companies sells all type of products. So it means that a French salesman can sell Danish, French, or Spanish product, and the reverse. So, but you are right. There are some salesmen which are specialized in some specific segment. Especially for hardware, we have some salesmen who are specialists on selling only for hardware. Yeah, it could be especially in Germany. The difference is less evident, less obvious between recycling and mineral, because there are more link between recycling and minerals than hardware and the rest of the. I would say that the process can be similar in recycling and minerals compared to the industrial process in hardware. So yes, there are some salesmen who are specialized on special segment only.
Okay, very good. And also looking at this overview, what I wonder was, could you tell a little bit about who are you competing with in the different segments? I guess in the minerals, we know perhaps some of the larger Nordic listed companies. And it's also in relation to a question that came up here, that are you cooperating with other Danish companies like H+H, FLS, Vestas, Ørsted regarding export? But who are you facing on the competition part? Could you give a little flavor on that, please?
Yes, for sure. FLS is one of our customers, for instance, to give an answer to the question. But our competitors are very diversified. They can be local competitors or a competitor who are only focused on one segment. Some of them are smaller than SKAKO Vibration. Most of them are smaller than SKAKO Vibration. But other one can be larger and much larger than we are, because, for instance, they have a much larger range of product than SKAKO Vibration. Those kind of big companies, those kind of competitors, are sometimes as well customers. So they can be competitors on a part of our range of product, but we can supply them a part of our range of product as well. For instance, Metso Mineral, I would say, is now I think it's now Metso Autotech, or Sandvik Mining, is this type of customer which has a very large range of product, and they are customers and competitors.
Okay, very good. And there was just a few other questions that came up here. One of them is, what is your most important sort of growth driver? Is that having a bigger sales force, or is that R&D and introduction of new machinery and new techniques for the different segments that you're operating in?
The main growth in the future will come from what I show about the slide. So we have, for instance, about the product made by SKAKO Dartek. SKAKO Dartek in the past, SKAKO Dartek before 19 had a market which was located only on the Iberic Peninsula, so only Spain and Portugal, and one of the purpose of the acquisition of Dartek is to spread their product through the network of SKAKO Vibration. So it will be mainly on the sales force, I would say, than on the R&D.
Yeah. Okay, very good. And there was one other question here. Can you achieve your growth ambition by organic growth only, or will you have to do acquisitions also in these segments?
We could say the ambitions we are presenting are based on organic growth.
Yeah.
So any acquisition would make us revise our ambitions, hopefully to the upside. So yes, the ambitions of revenue growth is based on organic growth, and I think we must remember when looking at these 10% we are stating in CAGR growth in revenue is that we are coming from a low level in 2020. Mm-hmm. We had a reduction in revenue in 2020 where we had actually expected a growth in 2020 from the acquisition of Dartek.
Agreed.
Okay, very good. Thank you. I can see there was one last question here. Maybe we can take that. We're running a bit out of time, but the question goes: are your Corona problems over with in 2021? Sort of like, do you think you'll have the same challenges and obstacles as in 2020?
Yes, I think so. We can see that there are much less impact in 21 than in 20. It's very difficult to say something about this disease, which is full of surprise, I would say. But what we can see currently, despite there is for instance, we are finishing the third lockdown in France. It was much more different this year than it was last year. So yeah, I'm a bit optimistic. So I think that the problem is over. Yeah.
So we did carry Corona with us into 21, but we do expect it to be over by the end of 21.
What is a big difference, I would say, is that when we face Corona problem in 20, it was unexpected. This year, we could make better expectation based on our experience, on our sad experience in 20.
Okay, very good. Let's end with this optimistic view for 2021. Thank you very much, Lionel and Morten, for this introduction to SKAKO Vibration. Very interesting. And thank you, and thank you for those of you who listened in today and asked some very good questions. And I can just remind you that 2 weeks ago we also did a deep dive into SKAKO Concrete, and that recording is available on our webpage if you want to look more into that part of SKAKO. And this presentation today will also be available later. But with this, I'll just say thank you to all of you and have a nice day.
Thank you.